What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me. Kentucky Lack here, and we are in Bellwright. Now, Bellwright is a Bellwright's a multiplayer. You can play up with up to four of your friends, or you can play single player. The story. It is a survival open world crafting medieval RPG. Here it says you can establish your own settlement, recruit some of the villagers in surrounding area um, to expand your settlement, and then also to liberate the land. So the land is, and you'll see from the story, the land is being oppressed by a ruler who's not such a great ruler, and you can actually liberate the villages, which can cause some repercussions that you have to contend with. Um, but yeah, it's got a lot of the survival mechanics that you see in most survival games. I love the way they do their building. Um, Again, I have played this before, but I thought I would start up a new series, started from the beginning with you guys. Um, yeah, one of the things I'll go ahead and start it up now. I'm gonna click on new game here. We can make our characters out. I'm not a big fan of their character creator. This game, I believe, it is in early access. Um, so a lot of things that you see may not necessarily be the way it is once the game releases. You're extremely limited on character selection. Um, you randomize your character here, but I think it just randomizes it from the options that you see here. And let's see, we got hair options, so we do get some facial hair, but uh, there's our options there. I guess I'll go with this. I'm not usually I usually go with the goatee for my characters, but we'll start with Kentucky Black here, and let's start the game. Yes, I am. Okay, here we go. So one of the things about this game that I really enjoy is every character appears to me to be voice acted to some degree. Now, it's very obvious that the voice acting is generative AI, and I thought that was so clever. I hadn't seen it in any other game before this one. There's probably people out there doing it. I've definitely heard some of the stories, voice actors really getting upset with it, understandably so. But here we go. I'll be quiet for this.
Isn't it funny how one small decision can have consequences that ripple through history? Or are we victims of a predetermined path? Was it chosen for you the day you visited your favorite woods on your 10th birthday? Was it destiny that the royal family were hunting there at the same time? From a tree on high, you watched as Prince Voldar and Princess Osen laughed, talked, and tracked wild animals without a care in the world. And you watched in helpless horror as a stray arrow bolted through the trees, hitting the prince in the chest like a lightning strike. Just like that, the prince was dead. And when the princess found you standing over her brother's dead body, it felt as though the gods were playing a cruel trick on you all. panic and confusion, you ran from the scene as fast as your legs would carry you. Fueled by rage and grief, the king demanded the head of any child who fit your description. Fearing for your life, your father asked a friend to bring you far away. Away from the king's wrath. In the middle of the night, you were taken from your home and brought away on horseback. In tears, you called out to your mother, but it was too late. Your old life was over. For years, you hid from the royal family, your resentment growing. You heard stories of your homeland, the rise and fall of a rebellion, the death of the king, and the reign of the evil Queen Osen. But on the eve of your 20th birthday, your guardian, the man who smuggled you out of Carvinia and kept you safe all these years, was brutally killed by a mysterious assassin. As he died in your arms, his hand clutched a coin with a strange sigil emblazoned upon it. A clue. Now, you have returned to your homeland for answers. Through choice or through fate, vengeance would be yours. But how will you fare in a land you no longer recognize?
Okay. Here we are. We got my first quest there. Talk to this Dobran Yorklin. Um, Here we go. The story of the Lowlands. The lowlands are the poorest of the five regions, and one of the oldest. Its occupants relying mainly on agriculture for their livelihood. Due to the scourge, the people are barely producing enough to sell, let alone to keep for themselves. The current controlling lord, Ashbourne, is cruel. Let's see what this is. Is cruel and likes to raise the already high taxes above what the queen orders to give himself a generous cut. It was once a beautiful, flourishing place. Now, years of hardship are starting to show throughout the villages, some more than others. Okay, so so here we are. There's my character. Not a bad, dapper looking fella. So I was saying before, uh, this game uses generative AI to voice its characters. Now, I can hear it. Like, you can hear that it is AI, and I know that you can find better quality AI to make the voice almost really like lifelike. So I'm not sure if it was intentional that they kept it that way, but their intention is, once they start making money and all that stuff, of actually uh, getting voice actors, paying voice actors to voice the voices in the game. But it was just amazing to me that you had this early access game, and it was like every character that you talk to, like big, small, important to the storyline, like, or just a random like killer character that was there to fill space. Like every one of them had a voice, had a script. No, a lot of the script was repeated, but still, like you usually run into games like this, like AAA games, where you not all the characters are voice acted. They usually just voice act the characters that are important towards the main storyline. So all the side characters and things like that, like it's just text, you know. And it was just amazing to me to get into a game where every character that you talk to had some level of script, some level of reaction, and it never got old. Like it was just really good. And the you'll hear the voice acting when you get it. Like I think it's just for a small startup business, company. It was a small, just startup like game development company. Generative AI is a great idea for voicing your characters. It gets your game filled out. Like I mean, it makes it, I think, the game feel more complete, more done, to get more buyer interest, to get more money coming in. I don't know. I was impressed with it. Now again, um, voice actors obviously have an issue with it because now they lose the opportunity potentially at getting paid to voice um, for a game. I don't believe that you should use generative AI for your voice for voicing your characters in place of getting real people to voice it. If you have the money to do that, if you have the money to pay for voice actors, you should. But if you're a startup just getting into it, making a brand new game, like I think voice acting is a perfect, or generative AI, using generative AI for your voices is a perfect, amazing solution. And I think they used it really well in this game. So I'm gonna start it. We got time running by. Um, so as you're close to the cities, you can pick up loot from the ground, like resources like sticks and rocks and things like that. Um, as you get closer to a city, a settlement of some sort, everything in that land belongs to them. And unless you have a really good relationship with that town, um, that resource is theirs. So if you're too close to a town, you can't pick up resources. It looks like the quest is sending me this way. And you saw in the top left, I had some food there. Here we go. Health and energy. Sleeping restores your health. When you or your companions lose a battle, they respawn but become injured for a certain period of time. When they lose again before healing, they die forever. Injuries apply various negative effects. So, if you happen to lose a battle, I'm not sure why this came up so soon, but if you happen to lose a battle, um, and your companions that you have with you, you can get companions in the game by recruiting them from the village. You can choose to have the companion equipped, um, and join you as you go out and you fight and gather and all that stuff. You can command them to gather with you and bring those resources back to your town. They can fight with you, or you can leave them to the town to gather resources and keep the town, or your settlement, or they can patrol it. So there's so much that you could do. So you can see here that there's a stone here that I can grab or harvest. If I left click on that, I actually pick it up. So I guess I'm not too close to the city, so I can pick these up. I'm not gonna pick too much up because you do have a limited inventory space, and I believe you get a weight as well. So if you got too much stuff, I believe that negatively affects your movement too. So I'm gonna stop there. Shift to run. Got this flax in here. Here you go. So it says harvest, but it belongs to the nearby village, so I can't harvest that. So I'm gonna go into town. Again, we got day and night cycle. They have a weather cycle, winter. They have rain storms, like light showers to heavy storms, thunder, lightning.
Looking for
So
trouble?
these are one of the brigands, the guards, essentially, that represent the lord of the lands who's heavily taxing. He essentially has them in these small villages for their protection, but also for their control to ensure that they don't uprise or do anything or not pay their taxes. Um, so they they have double reasons for being a part of the town. This looks like the center here, and I'll tell you about the food here in a second. I was starting to talk about that
Come
and I
closer.
got distracted. So here's Dalburn Yorkland. I'm going to talk to this
I
gentleman
think we
here.
need to talk, traveler. You're a new face around here, and new faces showing up rarely ends well for this village. I have a duty to my village first and foremost. I need to know who you are and why you came here.
I mean you no harm. I came to the lowlands looking for some answers.
Looking for answers, huh? In a perfect world, I could give you all the information you need and you could be on your way. But speaking openly can be a death sentence these days. As long as you're asking questions, you're putting us in danger. No, but you have my permission to build a shelter on the outskirts of the village. Come back once you're set up, and maybe you can earn your keep.
Okay. So here we got. Okay. Here we go. This is related. Build your first shelter, a shack. Do so. Press B. Open construction menu and then select shack and place it on the ground. Each construction requires resources to build it. Building shacks shouldn't be a problem for you, but later on, hired villagers will help you out with more complex constructions. And then you cannot place buildings too close to existing villages. Finding a good spot close to all sorts of resources is your first big decision that will affect your logistics and strategy. So we'll go ahead and do that here before it gets too dark. I may end up needing to craft some items here. So the first time that I played this through, I made my settlement initially pretty close to this one. I just ran out of stamina. So I think I'm gonna put it in a better spot with some. Now that I got some knowledge and learning of this game, I think I know a better location to start up in. Um, so I'll head over that way. In the meantime, in the top left, you see the berries. The berries went away. And when the berries went away, you notice my health and stamina kind of went down. So the way they do food here, it's a little different. Um, the foods act like a buff, or they're essentially are a buff. Let me go ahead and harvest some of these sticks. I'll get this flax. This flax is going to be important for a little later. But since I don't have like storage and stuff like that, and I'm limited on space, I want to just go ahead and get the things that I need to do the work that I need to do. Which first step is going to be to build a personal shack for myself, and I want to try to get it done before it gets too dark. It's 3 o'clock already, 3 p.m., 1500. And I'm out of food, so my stamina is down. I know that there's some mushrooms this way, and then some berry. Here's a berry bush right here, so I'm gonna grab some berries here. Grab a couple of those. I think these those don't stack either. They don't like stacking in this game. So to get the full effect of food, you need to eat different types of meals to receive the benefits for each. So here you see we got berries that provide +8 to health and +20 to stamina. So the berries are really good for stamina. And then you have these mushrooms, which gives a good buff for health and a decent buff for stamina as well. So if I go here and I right click on that, hold right click, it consumes it, gives me a buff, and you see my stamina has gone up. And if I eat the mushroom, my health and my stamina went both up. So I could eat another one, but essentially, I'll go ahead and do it just to show. It actually won't allow you to eat it because you already have, if you already have eaten one of those types of foods. So as that goes down, you'll see the food starting to get digested or whatnot. As that goes down, then I will be able to eat it again to refresh it. I can do that before the buff wears out so that I can maintain that stamina and health bar where it is. But if I do let it expire, um, when I eat the food again, I'll have to wait for that. The I will have to wait for my health to restore. So it's better to try to, let's see, harvest the saplings. Some more for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go this way. Now, past this road here, there's kind of a more dangerous area. You get boars and wolves over in that area. So I don't want to go too far that way, but I do want to be close to here because just over that rise there, there's a lake, a river where there's a lot of resources that are beneficial to survival for like food and things like that. And it's far enough when I go to a place like the town hall or something like that, I don't have to worry about that being too close um to the city. So like the town hall, when you get that and you go to place that, you that needs to be even further from the town than your your personal shack that I'm about to build needs to be. So okay, so they they move apparently the wolf location and the wolves are in a different spot than they were before. Okay, that's not good. So I'll come this way. The wolves usually they're over there. Just come this way and then we'll hop this. Okay. So okay. Alright. So here we are, we're here. This is actually, and I think I was just mistaken in where I was looking at. Um, yeah, he sees me still. This is the lake here. There are boars like right there. So if I go further that way, there are wolves. Besides that one, there's some over here. So like you can see the red dots on my screen. I might could squeeze by this way and go around. I want to essentially go to the other side of that road. Um, but yeah. So we're kind of surrounded here by wolves, and there's definitely boar and wolves on the other side of this lake too. So this is a more riskier place to start. But if you can see, like these river reeds, they are a really important resource later down the road, or not even that much later. Like they're good for they're used for arrows, um, certain clothing. Like they're a really useful resource. So it's really useful to be close to that as well as although you don't have to worry about water too much in this game. Like there's not a thirst meter, so that's not something that you have to worry about too much. Um, see, I should have been looking at that mini map as I was running this way. then I would have saw the red dots. But the red dots will tell you that there's something aggressive nearby. See, and I let the berries wear off. Now, when I eat the other berry that I grabbed, my stamina bar has to recharge, and my health is going to have to recharge. So, the other benefit is only the one that's on the far left is the one that starts going down. Everything else kind of stays static until it's his turn. So when the mushroom gets low, and if I see it in time and I uh, eat the next mushroom, that will go to the end of the queue, and then the berries will start being consumed. So that's what they do buffs and food here. So I think I like this spot right here. Um, there's not usually a wolf population in this spot. It should be fairly safe. So I'll go ahead, and it says build a shack for myself. Now it doesn't say how to build. I believe, yeah. So you hit B to bring up the build menu, and you'll get your list of things that you can build. So here's my personal shack. I want to go ahead and select that, and then I place the construction site with F. So I'll hit F here, and I'll pull this up. That's the front of it. I'm going to turn that towards the road here, and then left click to set it. And then if you saw on the screen previously, it showed like what ingredients that I was going to need. But you come over here, and it tells me that I need 10 wood and 6 flax. So I have some wood, so I can go ahead and put that in here. That's 7. It's going to be a while before I can get an axe to chop trees. I'll get another berry. I need one. And there's mushrooms nearby here, so that's nice. That's going to be nice. Let's see. I just need. Here we go. Oh, that's a young tree. It's not sapling. And these aren't pickable for some reason. So I'm gonna look for some flax. It says 6 flax. That's flax, that's sage. Don't need the sage just yet. Flax, that's 2. So you get the seeds too, you see that. So there's farming in the game. 5 and 6. And I needed a few more pieces of wood. Let's see, where can I get that? Oh, from trees, right? But I can't chop trees just yet, so I need like a sapling or a stick. There we go. Surprisingly difficult to find wood. Here we go, stick. Get a couple of these. Take more than we need, because I think once we get this up, we're going to need to craft ourselves an axe. And again, this location that I picked is, so that's 10. What's my inventory look like? Yeah, see, I'm almost full. So this location I picked is further away from the village, so going back and forth to the village is going to be a little bit more painstaking than if I had just parked a little closer. But again, the benefit of being close to that water, close to those reeds, there's deer out in this way. So the benefit of being so close to this stuff, these resources, is going to be worth the extra distance I might have to travel. So here we go. We got all the stuff in here. And then with all of that, I can go ahead and come here and start left clicking on these dots that you see around. And as I left click on these, it starts building each of the individual pieces. It's kind of cool. I like the aspect of it. I personally like being able to construct my own house how I want. But I think it was kind of a cool mechanic. for this. Come here and put all these together. There we go. Personal shack. The shack will provide a personal space to sleep for you along with a private chest. So now, and I unlocked a tier, so let's see how technology tier. So we got the settlement here. We can see our personal shack. This is where we can kind of manage our settlements. You see our buildings, see our population, our people when we have it. We can check our storage. And then if we got trade with anybody, we can see like shipments and deliveries and things like that. This is the army. So as squad, you set your companions and you can recruit and all that stuff. So let's see. Technology tree. Got this up. I can make. I've learned the ability to craft the research desk. I can make a campfire for cooking. And then I've unlocked the simple workbench club, a simple axe, and this torch, as well as a cloth quiver, simple arrows, but I haven't unlocked the bow yet. So there's that. And I think I got some stuff over here. There's a housing tent. This is the tent that I would make to get to recruit others. It can only accommodate 2 people at a time. So got that. And this is the village hall that I was talking about. That has to be a certain distance away. So there we go. I do have these 2 things that I could do, these 2 planks, but I haven't unlocked the actual thing that can make those things. So I wouldn't be able to make these until I unlock this pit saw. Same with the bloomery, which is the forge essentially for smelting ore and things like that. Okay, so it's getting dark. It's 10 o'clock right now, 2200. I just lost the mushroom, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'll just eat it in the morning. So I'll hit escape to close that, and then I'll have to wait until tomorrow to check with Bellwright Yorkland. Let me go here to build again. I can make a camp chest, a campfire, housing tent, my personal shack again. But this housing tent is for whenever I need to go ahead and start recruiting settlers. This research desk is going to be really important, as well as this simple bench. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with these. This actually is not something I can use personally. I have to have a worker in order to use this, and essentially you can get them to research different technologies as long as they have the resources for it. You load it up with the resources or have the resources in your chest, and they will automatically pull those things and start doing the research or crafting things if you set them to craft. Okay, so I do want a campfire and a simple workbench. So let me go ahead and place these and put that here. Construction material, crude stone. I got a couple of those, and I may have enough wood. Yep, nice. So then I can go ahead and build this really quick. Not that I got anything to cook. There we go. I don't know how that got on there, but there it is. There's a mushroom on there. I must have accidentally clicked too much and added that on there. But you can roast your mushrooms up, and that improves the effect of the food. So let me run over here. We have some here. I'll grab a few. And three, you can roast 4 things on here. So I'll come here and you get a little tooltip and you can scroll and choose what you want to put on to cook. So this is the lower level cooking. I'll go ahead and add these mushrooms. I had a guy that I had as a seller who apparently loves roasted mushrooms. I needed the mushrooms, the regular normal mushrooms, for um for a recipe for a dish that I was making. So I would save the mushrooms up. Whenever winter comes, you can't get mushrooms, so I try to store them for the winter time so that I can make this food. So they had good food to eat. I had good food to eat. But this one settler, he loved roasted mushrooms so much. I couldn't figure out what option I needed to remove so that he wouldn't cook them, but he would cook up every one. I it, the personal chest that you get in here, you can't stack in here, so everything goes in just like your inventory. One they each fill a slot. In an actual chest, you can actually stack things, which is nice. So, but I couldn't do that because it would have just taken up too much space. Here, let me try to add some wood here. One, two, three. That's all I had, but that should be enough to cook that. I should have waited to do that because now it's midnight and I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, I can't do the next day. I don't think. It says wait till tomorrow, so it might work, but I'll wait for these to cook. It shouldn't take too long, and then I'll get some sleep. Um, so that's where we're at. We'll get this going, and I will go ahead and start building this simple workbench here. I'll put this pretty close to my place, right there. I know I don't have any more wood, but I should have some more stone. I don't have flax and I don't have wood, and I don't want to go out to the dark to try to find them. So let me come here. Hurry up and roast up mushrooms. They can burn, so you do have to be on it if you leave it for too long. I think this fire goes out after you finish cooking. I think. We'll see. We'll see here in a minute. Cooked. As you can see, it's cooked, but you see the bar is progressing still. That's cooked, so I'll go ahead and take these. Take these. If you let it cook for too long, like I said, they'll burn, and then you can't really use them for eating. They do have where you can make fertilizer out of like spoiled food and burnt food and things like that. So, firefly, look at that. It's a beautiful world. Love it. They did an amazing job with this world. It looks amazing. The rain, the effects of the rain, and all that is awesome. They did an awesome job. So I really love this game. Would love to do a series, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments. If you like it, go ahead and if you can hit that like button. If you want to see more things like that, like this, let me know in the comments, and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell to get notifications when I put out more content. Thank you guys for joining me for this session. This is Kentucky Lax signing out. Peace out, guys. Bye.